Hello and welcome back to the 10-Step Mix. I'm Al from musicguypodcast.com, and we're working on my song called Waiting on the Right Time, which is available on Spotify right now. And we are all the way at the end here at step 10. We've come a long way. We started at step 1, which is importing our template. Step 2, getting our rough balance. Step 3, our mix bus processing. Step 4, working on our vocals. Step 5, our vocal effects. And then step 6, our drums. 7, which was our bass. 8, which was our guitars and everything else. And 9, which was our backup vocals. So now we're just going to do some finishing touches here with some automation. So if we flip to our edit window, we can have a look at our lead vocal track. This is most commonly where a lot of the automation is going to get done. We can make it bigger by hovering until we see this resizing sort of icon, and we can drag that and make it bigger or smaller, make it nice and big here. And we're going to switch from waveform view to volume view, and basically what I'm going to do here is try to bring up the volume of any of those little words that sort of could get missed when the vocal is playing along with the band. So let's have a listen, and we'll just bring up some little words here. I'm afraid of the way. So right there, right off the bat, we've got one. Let's bring that up a couple dB. I'm afraid of the way I've been looking at you. So we might actually bring the entire vocal up a little bit to start with. I'm just using the F6 trim tool to move this volume up and down. I'm afraid of the way I've been looking at. And sometimes we want to capture the little grit at the end of words as well. That can be kind of nice to have. So we'll boost that a little bit, make a dot with the hand tool, hold Alt to remove this dot, and now we have a nice little slope coming into this volume boost. And the word bin, a little bit low, so bring that up. I've been looking at you. And you is getting lost as well, so bring that up. Same thing here, we want to avoid the S's and T's and F's. Those are plenty loud. I might give myself away. But it's nice to just add a little bit of volume sometimes. Give myself away. Some of this end of this word just adds a little bit more intimacy to the performance to just boost the end of these words here. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Bring that back down. If I stare too long, just bringing up these little syllables here, just make it more intelligible. If I stare too long, would you feel the same? Would you feel the same? And then the ends of the words. Let's grab that. Afraid to tell you what I'm thinking, 'cause I want you. Afraid to tell you. Didn't even really say the word to here, so really bring this up. Afraid to tell you what. A little bit more. Afraid to tell you what I'm thinking, 'cause I want you to stay. And the end of this word is going to sound pretty cool, so let's bring that in. Yeah. I'm just waiting. All right, so for the chorus, we can probably just bring the vocal up a good amount here. Let's bring it up a dB. I'm just waiting on the right time. Make sure that it's sitting on top of the band. Here, we can bring up the end of this word as well. I'm just waiting on the right time. Same thing here. Cool. It's getting harder to keep it to myself. And this end of the word. Myself. And I wonder just before this S here. S is good, but we want a little bit of that grit in the vocal. Cool. Did I miss your sign? Same thing here. Have crossed the line. I'm scared of lose you if I say it, but I'm scared I'll lose you if I say it, but I still. Same with this little breathy thing here might be cool to have. But I still can't tell. Maybe not quite that much. I still can't tell. I still can't tell. And then this end of the word here. Cool. Chorus, so we'll bring this up about a dB. I'm just waiting on the right time. Waiting on the right time. Waiting on the right time. I'm just waiting on the right time. Same with this word. That's the end of it. I'm just holding on to hope, tied a rope round a piece of my heart. With this little at the end there, it's nice to have those. And I can't let go. I'm just waiting on the right time. Yeah. How could I ever be enough? You could have anyone. I'm lost, I can't keep up. Let's bring up this little I here. I can't keep up. And I gotta tell you now, I'm done waiting on the and we have another chorus, so we can hear the vocals sinking in a little bit. So we'll bring it up a dB. I'm done waiting on the right time. Waiting on the right time. I'm done waiting on the right time. Waiting on the right time. This guy's a little bit loud, so we'll bring the ad-lib track down a little bit. We can also pan it just a hair to the side, just so that it gets out of the way of the lead a bit. Cool. And just the end of this word a little bit. And I think we're done. Maybe a little bit on this one now, so we can switch to waveform or volume view here. Let's boost a little bit of this word. Ooh. Should make this bigger if we're going to do that. Okay, and then fade into it. And fade out of it a little bit as well. There we go. Cool. Okay, so that's going to help the vocal again to sit a bit on top of the mix a little bit better. So one other automation thing I want to do is add some extra reverb to the very last hit of the song. So we'll go to our claps rather, drop that down, go to our reverb send here, level, And in grid mode, you can see right where that hit is, and we'll just boost that as much as we can. That's pretty cool. And we can do the same with our snare top mic. We could send it to the reverb. So we go all the way back here. We'll send it to our instrument verb and swap over here again and go to the verb send level. And just on this hit here, let's max it out. But the rest of the track, have it completely down so that it's not doing anything. Cool. That's way too much. So let's bring that down to down 6 dB and see how that sounds. It's better. Maybe down 6 dB again. That's better. And I think I want even more, so I'm going to add a new track here. So I'm going to create a new send on my clap track to a new track. Call it extra verb. Oops, do that in caps. Extra verb. Okay, solo safe it. Send it to the mix bus. And let's throw some reverb on here. How about TrueVerb large concert? Doesn't get any bigger than that, right? So let's try that. And we just want the send to activate on the last hit. So we'll turn it all the way down except for on this last hit. And then we'll bring it up. Cool. So that adds a little extra reverb to the end. All right, and one more automation move that I was thinking about doing was right in this break here. And I gotta tell you now. Turning off all the delay and reverb on the instruments for a little bit more drama here. So we'll just do that. Turn those down. And I gotta tell you now. Cool. All right. So those are all 10 steps. So let's have another listen through and just do a little bit of tweaking and see if we can get this mix finished. Here we go from the beginning. I'm afraid of the way I've been looking at you. I like a tighter snare drum in this song, I think. I might give myself away. Let's check our gain staging here. Our mix bus. Pretty good. So if we're worried about these clip lights, we toss a limiter on here, and then we can just be absolutely sure that it's not clipping at all. But again, not a huge deal if it is. I'm afraid of the way I've been looking at you. I'm gonna leave it off, but 'cause I might give myself away. If I stare too long, would you feel the same? Afraid to tell you what I'm thinking, 'cause I want you to stay. I'm just waiting on the right time. So now that we've done a bunch of automation, if we want to move the vocal up and down, we can easily do that from the lead vocal VCA here. Because if we try to move this lead vocal fader, it's going to keep pulling back because of the automation. I'm just waiting on the right time. I'm just waiting on the right time. It's getting harder to keep it to myself. And I wonder if you've already got someone else. Did I miss your side? tell you now. I'm done waiting on the right time. I'm done waiting on the right time. I'm done holding on the whole tight rope and a piece of my heart, and I can't let go. I'm done waiting on the right time. Sweet. That last hit, not quite doing it for me yet. Let's see if we can add a little bit more of the snares reverb to that. Let's see, go maybe +6. Might be a little bit better. Let's see how that feels. I don't know. It's not quite there yet for me. It's pretty close though. Okay, maybe we'll just turn this extra verb up just a little bit more. That's too much. That's kind of cool. Okay, maybe we'll leave that there. So that's our mix, and if we're happy with it and we're ready to print it, we're just going to mark our start and end points. So we'll wait for this decay to finish just by watching our meter up here. So right about here, it's all finished. So we'll make a marker, call that end, and we'll find where the song starts. Just right here, it seems to start. So just a little bit before that, start. And then by clicking on our start marker, shift and clicking on our end marker, and then clicking on our mix bus, if we have this link, track, and edit selection button illuminated up here, when we click on our mix bus, it will move our selection down to our mix bus. And we can right click our mix bus, say commit, edit selection, and we don't want to copy our volume or mute or anything like that, and we hit OK. And now Pro Tools has printed our mix onto a brand new track. You can also give it a name as well. You could double click on the audio clip here and give it a name, like Waiting on the Right Time Mix, the date, and maybe the BPM is usually a good one too, 126 BPM. So that'd be a good name to give it. And then you can go ahead and export it. You can double click on it, Shift, Control, and K, and export it as whatever type of audio we need. We want to make sure it's interleaved. It's either going to be a WAV for mastering, 2448, or an MP3 if you're sending it to the client. Choose your destination and click Export and give it a title if you need to. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. If you want to download this complete session with all the plugins and settings on it, there is a link in the comment or the description below. And feel free to leave a question or a comment. And I hope this was helpful for you. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you hopefully on the next video series or on another episode of the Music Guy podcast. Thanks again.